Hi, good afternoon, everyone. So welcome to the Trading Buddy Show. And where's my trading buddy? Where's she? Is she out buying coffee so that no, we actually at a different place. Hi, Alexis. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Paul.
Hello.
So so without further ado, let me jump. Today we have Alexis coming. Alexis, no, sorry. I mean, Ainsley coming in later. Am I right? Oh,
I think
yeah.
so. Yeah.
Ainsley. Yeah. So let me share the screen. Let me give you a bit of an update on my trades. Yep. So as always, any trades that you want either Alexis or me to take a look, please feel free. But it comes with the added trade that I'm taking a look. It comes with the added hazard that it might not be that clear. Yeah, because for the benefit of I've decided to take the approach of for the benefit of whoever is watching, I will always try to look at it from 2 points of view. One is literally just the structure of the market, what it's telling me. The other used to be the way I like to trade, which is actually chart pattern. Yeah. Just as my journey for trading progresses, I tend to stick to the simpler methods. Yeah, because after all, I'm a dumb person, so I don't really want to complicate my trading. Yeah. And another thing is because I trade too much, a couple of systems. Yeah. So over time, I myself also get confused by my own system. Yeah. So anyway, this week actually did start off well for me. I'll start off with my losses first. So I've actually traded euro dollar. Yeah, went long. This is also again to the Sunday show, the currency analysis. I went long, and then last night, or was it this morning? Yeah, I think it was last night. This candle actually stopped me out. Yeah, so that was my stop loss. I was like, yeah. In all honesty, I should have actually taken cue from this candle over here. Yeah, I should have actually shifted my stop loss to entry. Yeah, price has already given me the first indication that look, I'm quite reluctant to go high, and I knew this was a level. I knew this was a level. Yeah, so and then it didn't stop me out. It went for a second try, which yeah, but the second try when this candle is being imprinted, really is telling me that it's a double top. I'm really unwilling to go high. It's my last chance to get out. Yeah, price is really telling me that yeah, for some reason I didn't get out. I mean, I didn't really see this candle. Probably I was watching show at that time, so I didn't get out. Yeah, but I can tell you if I spotted it, I should have. Yeah, but I didn't take the chance, so it actually stopped me out. Oh well, that's life. What to do? A stop loss is a stop loss. It is usually after the stop loss that if price does this, I'll be like, I can only give a huge sigh and say that that's life. My analysis is right, just that my timing is wrong. That's trading, isn't it? No. Still encounter this, but what to do? Anyway, the second trade which I got stop loss, which I'll blame it on Alexis. It's not really her fault, but since she's here, I will just blame it on her. It's really the pound Swiss trade. Yeah, she got it on the hourly time. Oh no, I think she didn't get in. Yeah, essentially she didn't want to trade that. So, but on H4 side, it is still a valid entry for me. I got it, and then it was stop out. Yeah, I think it was this candle that stopped me out. So be it. I still stuck to my trading plans. My third stop loss of the week was this trade. Yeah, so it is still part of my trading plans. It was still a bar that's bouncing off the close of last week, and it stopped me out. Oh well. So I've already accumulated 3 stop loss for this show. I'm a casualty. I thought I'm supposed to have a what you call that, beginner's luck. Or did I use up my beginner's luck for last week? Because last week I had actually 4 winners, and I was a drop-in guest of this show. So I had 4 wins from last week, which I was up 12%. Then this week I'm down by 3%. So overall I'm still up, but officially a bad start for me. Now the only surviving trade that I have still on my hand will actually be Kiwi dollar. Sorry, it wasn't this trade I entered. It was this candle. Yeah, which I lovingly name it as the huge S bar, which I got it. Yeah, so it was still a very nice break of this close of last week. So it was really a nice break, and yeah, price took off. So if this trade proved to be if it hits my take profit, then this week will more or less be a break-even trade for me. Yeah, I gotta be responsible for you. I gotta tell you all which trades I've taken, every trade I've stop loss. Yeah. A small goal of mine is that when I return the show back to Jeff and Ash, I hope to tell them that, hey, at least for the past week I made 10%. Trying my best to be responsible to the audience. Yeah, but responsibility isn't my strongest trait in the first place. Oh well, you guys are stuck with me. I took a small trade yesterday. So if you recall, I was actually recommending Aussie CAD and Aussie dollar. Now the unfortunate thing is that I didn't take Aussie CAD eventually. Yeah, I like Aussie CAD better, but the price action this bar, which during the show it happens, wasn't really a test bar. It still wasn't a engulfing bar, so I find it hard to take that candle. So what happened was that I switched over to Aussie dollar instead. Yeah, because simply speaking, the Aussie dollar during at 10, the level to trade off was much nicer. Yeah, but if you recall, I still have my apprehension of trading this pair. Yeah, simply because price was doing this. And I did recommend to have an early TP, which I did take my own advice. I have an early TP. So this was really a small winner. So my early TP comes in the form that I put my take profits at the opening of last week, this yellow color line that you see on my screen. Yeah. So again, you can see that the closing of the previous week, the week before, and last week. So this forms a really nice level for me to take profit. So I decided to put my take profit over here. And price, yeah, my line wasn't straight, sorry. Yeah, and price barely hits it. I mean, it hits it, and then it takes off. Yeah, so this was a small profit for me. Yeah, it's just enough for me to, I would say, for a couple of meals. Of course, when I took profit, I shifted my stop loss to entry. Yeah, so overall for this week, I'm still down by, I think, 2.5%. But if Kiwi dollar hits my take profit, then I'll be up by 0.5%, which is still not fantastic, but a profitable week is still better than a negative week. Yeah, so we shall see how this goes. As for the other trade, Aussie CAD, I don't think it stands a chance for this week, really. Yeah, Aussie dollar probably got to reassess for next week. Really, for Aussie dollar, if it breaks and then it goes for a retest, whew, wait patiently for the retest. It might come. Yeah. Of course, given my bias that Aussie, I still think that Aussie is weak. This will probably be a retracement on a higher time frame. But if it fulfills my trading setup, I'm still gonna take it. Yeah. But of course, knowing that at the back of my head, I won't go for those 10:1 winner. Yeah. Probably just go for 3:1. I'm happy for it. EuroCAD, I don't think it was set up this week. Again, price actually bounced off very beautifully from this level. Yeah, but this isn't exactly for my trading plan. So then let's have a look at pound CAD. Against pound CAD, I don't think it was set up. Yeah. So let's forget about that. So I'm quite CAD yen. Actually, I'm tempted to take CAD yen if this happens. If price goes up, does this? Yeah, I'm prepared to trade this. So essentially, I'll see CAD yen this as a false break, comes back to the range area, and if it retests, then I'm tempted to take CAD yen long. Yeah, so we shall see how that goes. I don't think it happened today, but that's definitely part of the trading plan. So we shall see how that happens. Yeah. So all in all, not that fantastic a start for me, but not that bad either. So I'll pass it over to Alexis to see if she has better anything good for us for today intraday trading.
Alright, so well, I think my luck was a little bit better than yours yesterday. So because of this trading buddies show, I am taking a little bit more trades. Okay, I don't really trade that much, and I think my goal is by the time by the time Lloyd hands over the show back to Jeff, I would have at least, maybe I'm not as ambitious as you, like maybe about 5% by the time. All right, so this is I'm just gonna flash you guys the trades I took yesterday, and I'll go through. All right, let me see. Okay, so this is the account, and you can see, and this is actually my my educational account, which is linked to another one. So I usually do all my analysis here. So yesterday I think one day I usually take max about 2 trades, but you can see the date here, 3rd of August. Yesterday I took Aussie yen,
Wait,
Kiwi yen.
Alexis. I think they are still looking at my screen.
Oh, okay. My name, I didn't press the yes button.
I think it'll be fun, right? If between us, let's have a small bet. Every time either of us make a mistake, we find each other $1. And see at the end of the show,
maybe got lunch money,
yeah.
But I was very clear with my rules this time around. Okay, so this is my so-called my training account. Okay, I have a decent, it's a decent size. It's not like Lloyd Sense account, so I need to keep myself honest. All right, so usually per day, right, max I only do 2, max also 3 trades lah. I very rarely take 3 trades a day. I usually try to keep it between 1 or 2, and and I'm a bit more discretionary when I take the trade. So one of my rules for trading buddies is knowing that I'm going to be trading a bit more often, a bit more screen time. I told myself that I will do very strict trade management, which means exit at my hunting dog levels. All right, exit at my hunting dog levels, keep to my strict level. So which is why you can see I have some of the pairs. I think yesterday I took Aussie yen, Kiwi yen, Aussie dollar, Euro yen. I took pound Swiss and I took 5 trades yesterday. All right, and they are all hourly trades. I think Euro yen was my only loss. This was 0.5%. Around 0.5%. So I lost 0.5%. And I think total I made about 0.5%. 100 minus, I won't count the 4 and 7 and $2, right? I consider those break even. All right. So my trading management is pretty simple. For some of the trades where I feel there is a bit more leg room, all right, what will happen is when price reaches a certain take profit level, I will shift my entry to stop loss, because as a hunting dog, I don't like losses. All right. So I rather break even than sit in the losses. All right. So which is why you can see I have a lot of break even trades here. I got on $2, $7, $0, 0. So all these are my break evens. It just means that price did not accelerate to a certain point. All right. So which is why my profits will not be as big as Lloyd. It's just I just might accumulate the pips, the smaller pips, maybe slightly more often. That's all. So I would like to just look at pound Swiss first, since Lloyd also did the same trade. All right, so pound Swiss was a in hindsight kind of thing. I took the hourly trade over here. So even though I told myself it might not be the best trade to take, I still took it, and I took it based on this. If you see this template, it's a standard wave rider template. The horizontal level is over here, this white line. So what I actually did was I actually took the trade off this candle over here. Let me switch on my pen so I can circle stuff. Okay, so I took it off this candle, and I took it just because it is a engulfing bearish or a close bouncing off the horizontal level. Now, in hindsight, what I actually did was I actually put my TP1 level over here. So when the candle reaches this line, I just move my entry to stop loss. All right, and then I was going to take TP over here. But because you can see the candle price action, very scruffy, what it did was, even though my target was reached, but I got closed out very, very fast. All right, but this is just a so-called, I'd rather get a 0 than, risk it coming back up, which it did. Another trade that went pretty well, I would say, was the Kiwi yen. Let me zoom in a little bit. So Kiwi yen, I took it again based on a weekly pivot bounce. So the weekly pivot is here. I took it off this candle. This was my candle that I took off a bounce. So I entered over here, And because my stop loss was, so it's almost gonna stop loss, but in the end, it overnight I exited at DS1. So this was a 0. I think this is about a 1:2. I think I only put in like 0.3% for this, so it's a 1:2 trade. And then you can see straight after it hit the levels, it reversed all the way and went beyond. So again, the reason why I have this strict rules of taking at my hunting dog levels instead of allowing it to swing is also because of this week it's going to be a choppy week. It's non-farm week, right? So with non-farm week, I'm just very cautious of holding on trades too long. Aussie yen, very similar pattern. Now the setup for the wave rider strategy is very simple, right? Same thing, weekly pivot over here. I took this candle over here. You can see that price went to this level, went beyond, all right, and then went back. So what happened over here was I took a small TP here. I closed half the trade here. That was one of the like $7 on this account. And then over here, I closed another small portion and then it went back up again. And again, this is just the style that H1 tends to have. What else did I try? I can't remember. Oh, Euro Yen. Euro Yen was a loss. Yeah, okay. So Euro Yen, I spoke about it yesterday about how I wanted to trade two things, right? Option number one, I wanted to take Euro Yen on a bounce and hopefully trade it to the upside. So this was my losing trade because instead of doing that, it broke below instead. All right, it broke below, didn't even test it and just went all the way down. And then now it's back up almost to entry. So this was one of the trades where I guess this is the part maybe Lloyd should find me lah, because one of my rules is I should always follow the daily pivot direction because the wave rider is very simple. The wave rider has a daily pivot there for a directional reason. And to keep the consistency, I normally do it, but I think this was a risk that I broke my rule and I paid for my rule. So instead of waiting patiently for, I don't know, maybe waiting patiently for today, maybe to get another daily pivot or something, I just jumped in. All right. And if I was really honest to myself, all right, just looking at this engulfing bar, it is not the prettiest engulfing bar. All right. And why I say it's not the prettiest engulfing bar, just based on price action, you can see that the green candle, it's like you can see the wick over here. It kind of shows that it's still downward pressure. So, and then after that, it has small candle, small candle, small candle, which is actually a warning sign already. So this is actually I broke my rules and just paid for it lah, because the price action, I just wanted to try it out and trying it out didn't work. So this was the Euro Yen. I think other pairs what else did I pick up? I can't remember also. I think that's about it. I think Aussie dollar, okay, Aussie dollar, Aussie yen. So we spoke about Aussie yen. Last one is Aussie dollar. Aussie dollar here. All right, so Aussie dollar, very similar pattern. What I am trading is Aussie dollar is slightly different, a bit more discretionary, but my rule is still follow the daily pivot direction. So I took it as a double top, took it off this candle, managed to get a quick small profit, and then it went back up. But this one was a really small one because I was hoping to trade this double top all the way here. So when I hit when the price hits here, I didn't actually close half. I just moved my stop loss to just below entry. So I think this was just like a $2 tiny $2 break even amount, and then price just went up. Now today it's a little bit iffy because what we have been seeing yesterday is out of my 5 trades, all my 5 trades went this way. They went in this direction, right? A very V-shaped direction in just 24 hours. So what that tells me is markets have confirmed that they are going to be choppy. So again, choppy equals to on the bigger time frame ranging, which means what do I want to do based on an as hourly trader, right? I want to stick to my rules. I still want to find if there's good trades, but I definitely will be more disciplined in exiting fast, at least until Thursday or Friday. I mean, at least until something clear comes out of the non-farm or the Jackson Hole Symposium. And I do expect markets to continue chopping. So let's look at the euro dollar, the last one where I think a lot of us went in. I'm still in the euro dollar, but my euro dollar trade is based on a weekly time frame. So it is more, this one is my only swing trading trade that I am in. And again, I think I'm just going to redraw the trend line over here. So what I am expecting is for the next today is Wednesday, for Thursday and Friday, for price to do this or somewhere in between here, and it either will go this way or it will go this way. So my stop loss is somewhere around here at the moment. Almost hit it last night. Didn't really hit yet, but I will just jump out of this trade if this trend line is broken. So at the moment, it looks like it's still, you know, obeying the pattern. All right, if price, you can see my entry level is near the bottom of this weekly pattern. If price gets to about here, then I am a bit kiasu. I will move my entry to a stop loss so that in case I get chopped out, I will still be just zero break even. So this is the pattern that I prefer to trade, to be able, the moment I'm home free to a certain number of pips, I would like to just break even, because if price does come and take me out, I could be presented another opportunity to enter. So I'm not too worried about that. It's just that I don't like to be caught in the wrong direction. So this is more of my personality that comes in. And I think this is, yeah, I think now it's still in the loss because it is still slightly below entry. All right, and if I go on a daily time frame, all right, you can see that I have an alert over here. My alert is about 1.19305. So if price reaches about 1.19 over here, which is a WR1, then I will so-called save my trade by pushing my stop loss over here and just hang tight. So I will sit on this. I don't know how long it will take before it reaches there. It's still a long way to go. Still got 48 hours to go. So I'm not sure how this will pan out. But let's look at, let me see. I think let's look at okay, so on the Waverider scanner, the only thing they came up was the dollar Swiss and dollar yen. And really sorry, but I'm avoiding trading the dollar if I can this week. So euro dollar is probably the only thing that I'm okay to put in, but the rest of it, I'm just going to avoid it. Nothing on this hour, which is pretty common after a choppy day yesterday. It just means that it's sideways, so there's no clear trending direction. So this week, probably as what Lloyd has mentioned, it really is a week of range trading. So maybe if Lloyd has any range entries, he can share with us. If not, I will try to look for any range bound trading, because I think I don't think we can find any standard trend trading strategies. It all has gone into a big range. So I'm just going to scroll and look for the trend, the range trades, and then maybe Lloyd, if you have any entries or anything interesting to jump in on.
Yeah, wait. Why is this? Oh, okay. Sorry, it's my side. I don't know. I switch on, and I actually do have two trades which I want to throw it up to the audience and Alexis. Yeah. So let's have a look. So the first trade that I wish to actually throw it up is actually Euro Kiwi. Yeah. Again, I'm a fan of fixed horizontal levels. So on my chart, what you can see is that I have these grid lines on my chart. So these are actually whole numbers. So I think below what it says 1.64, this level 1.68, and that's 1.72. Yeah. So first question I'm going to ask is that, does Euro Kiwi interest you at first glance? Look, to me, it's in a very, very nice range. Look, very nice range. Yeah, it didn't really quite hit 1.72. That part is true, but you can see that wherever price comes to 1.68, has a false break, still bounce. So it knew that price is currently at 1.68 again. Will this be a good range trade opportunity? Now, I don't do range trade. I do reversals. Okay, that part I admit, I will do reversal trade. Yeah. But I still have not mastered how to do range trade effectively. So I'm going to throw this to Alexis. Now this is H4 time frame, and to any of you who actually do range trade out there, will this actually interest you?
First glance, it looks interesting because it really has a nice horizontal level. But I'm looking at it on across the rest. No, I'm not a fan of this. It looks this looks very spiky. It is very spiky, and I don't know. There's not enough. I think there's not enough clarity for this because on the I'm looking at it on the H4, and then going down to the hourly. I think DS. If I will only be interested in trading this long if it can touch maybe WS2 or DS3. Yeah, because it's a bit spiky. So you know, and you can see that it's like artwork, right? You draw a square and then you can see how much it pops out. And the more often the pair pops out of the square, it means that this currency tends to have a lot of false breakouts. So I like clean lines, and sometimes we can find those pairs that trade very cleanly with very little false breakouts. They actually touch the tops of the triangle or tops and bottom of the rectangle very cleanly. So it sometimes means that the pair the currency is very obedient. It follows structure, right? Or the traders that are trading currency or the computers that are gaming this currency are very that are following it by the book, very obedient. But Euro Kiwi, I don't know, it just looks, the whole chart just looks very spiky, very violent and very spiky. So I will only get it at the more of extreme end. So unless I can find a clean line, like the one Lloyd just draw, right? Unless there is a clean a clean bullish price action on the next candle, like tomorrow's candle, then maybe I would consider. But if there's no clean line, a bit more reluctant to trade because it means that the price has a high probability of popping out of my like popping away and then popping back really fast. And for the H1, it would mean that higher probability of getting losses. So I'm not a big fan of this range. I do see the big waves down there, but it looks really choppy. So maybe we have to break it up into smaller time frames to find cleaner I would say cleaner obedience lah in terms of the structure.
So as a salesman for this pair, I think I failed, right?
No, but I think what looks like it looks like this one follows your break and retest. It seems to break and retest very cleanly. So I think it might not be a good range trade, but it might be a decent consideration for a break and retest move if we can get in at the right session. So if you go on a H1, let me see. Oh, I can't draw on your screen now. There's no view option. All right, so if you go on a H1 and you zoom in to the last waterfall downwards, all right, you can see you can actually see the break and retest. I mean, that's your specialty, right? You can just draw the lines and it looks like it's obeying your break and retest on the way down very cleanly. So this might be one of those if we can find that pop or that directional swing and pick the spike at the right places. You know, there is a good probability of trading this in a break and retest momentum instead of looking out for the range. What do you think?
Actually, I mean, on that sense, I do agree with what you and Louis is saying. I mean, if to go short, there definitely I would say there's a break and retest to be looked out for. Yeah. The issue is that to go for range trading, actually, what do you look out for in here? Not a break and retest, right?
I've actually, because this one, I still feel that it hasn't reached the bottom of the square yet. So break and retest to the bottom of the square, and then if there's a bullish, it'll be a reversal. Yeah, and I don't think that's the last square. I mean, there is a small chance it might hit the next your next the 1.669 level, your that previous trend line touch. So there is a possibility, because this is a very rangy thing. I will only be willing to take it if it's very clear at 1.68, or just wait for it to hit 1.66, because a bit hard to. I mean, I would say it's a bit hard to trade long now.
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah.
Uh, I think here, I think guys, this is the. I like this kind of discussion. I love it. Yeah. So I think from here you can very clearly see that there's two story to be told over here. So there's this. I don't want to say it's a running joke, but there's this understanding between the team is that I'm actually the more aggressive one compared to Alexis and me. So I would actually be much if I were to range trade. Okay, assuming that I don't range trade, I trade reversals. There's a difference to that. If I don't range trade, I would actually very much be keen to trade off this level. Yeah. From my point of view, there's the 1.68 level, which is this dotted line on my screen. I have a trend line, and then this is the previous low of the box. Yeah, I'll be happy to trade off that as long as price shows me that they are willing to bounce off that. Yeah, so that's my take. You see, but Alexis is more willing to trade when price goes to here, which is about 1.67 level, which is the last significant low. It has a stronger correlation, not correlation, sorry. It has a stronger bounce point, because that's the last bounce point of the trend line, and this is the last significant low as far as we can tell from a chart. Yeah, so this is where Alexis will be much more willing to take a trade, right? So
Yeah, I'll
in terms
prefer
of
to
the
wait.
base trade, the box that you're talking about, this is a much more significant point for you to trade from. Am I right?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. So yeah, that I hope you all take off something from here, because I mean, uh, I might not be right, she might not be right, but this is us sharing our opinions how we jump into a trade. Yeah, not say jump, how we prefer to take our trade. Yeah. So it's just a matter of, again, back to personality. Yeah, I might be suffering more from FOMO compared to her.
Yeah,
Seeing
but
that I
I think it's different, because if you it would mean that you usually catch the 1:3, 1:4 or more, even though you take slightly more losses. But my trades, I mean, you guys will probably observe over time, it'll be 1:1.2, 1:1.5, 1:2. Very, very, very seldom I will get 1:3. Very rare I'll get 1:5. All right, even though I do try to aim for that, but my 1:5 plans usually turn into a break-even trade. So I mean, it's just the nature of our style, but that is what allows me to sleep at night without worrying about whether I wake up and it's like, where does the trade go.
oh, Louis is actually sharing that Kiwi search on news. I don't know what's news on that. Yeah, but that one I think Alexis will be more familiar with. Is there Kiwi news now or
uh
hours before?
I'm not sure. I haven't really been watching Kiwi news
Oh, this morning.
this morning. Let me
Yeah.
see.
But
Oh,
on
it's
the
just employment figure. I mean, this morning we only had employment figures, which I think it's just positive sentiment. That is not. I
uh
wouldn't say it's anything special, because there is not a very vast deviation. But I think it's just I think traders are trading this based on a confirmation. So I'm sure that traders are positioning themselves, because Kiwi does have positive sentiment.
okay.
It is doing, yeah. So it's probably supporting the good sentiment that, hey, confirm. Kiwi is doing well. Let's just put more in or something. I think this is just a more sentiment reaction, because nothing special. Kiwi's economic statistics is healthy, and today's news confirmed that it's healthy. So this would probably lead to a pop. But if you actually look at the Kiwi candles on a daily time frame, you can see that the candle sizes are not unique. It is just a move. So I'm looking at wait, let me see. Yeah, it is just a yeah, you're right, Louis. And Kiwi, it's not having a huge problem with COVID. I think they've been doing really well with the quarantine and the lockdowns. But what this also could mean for us is, let me just check out some of the Kiwi pairs. Maybe it will also mean that now we have confirmed that the Kiwis are doing well. There will be potential setups for Kiwi to trend in a long direction, right? So Let me just pull back the screen. Okay, so I'm just going to run through the Kiwi pairs and let's just see where that takes us. And I will look at it on a hourly time frame first, just to find if there's any trade setup. So this is Aussie Kiwi. This is Euro Kiwi is what Lloyd was looking at. And then we have pound Kiwi. Okay, and then we have Kiwi Cat. Oh, well, it really flew very high. Kiwi Swiss, also very high up. Kiwi Yen. I mean, on the hourly time frame, it is pretty obvious that we have missed the boat lah, I would say, Kiwi dollar. But what will be interesting tomorrow is when you can see that all these Kiwi pairs, like even Kiwi dollar moved as well. So I think the Kiwi swap will be really interesting is tomorrow's trading, because now that we have established a healthy, positive support or mood for the Kiwis, let me just zoom out a little bit. Okay, so this is Kiwi dollar. So what will be interesting to look for is tomorrow's daily pivot will probably step up, and we will see whether this comes and whether we can see whether there will be any touch of the daily pivots on the Kiwi pairs. All right, so this is the way I trade. I like to follow the daily pivot a bit more consistently to get consistent entries. So for the hourly time frame, I would say Kiwi has left the room. I don't think there's opportunity for reversal as well. The positive sentiment is there. What we will see price come back, but it's more of a retracement than a reversal. All right, and at H1, we can't trade retracement as a reversal because it won't travel sufficiently in terms of distance. But if you want to try the reversals on the shorter time frames, you be my guess. I think Kiwi Swiss has just popped above a monthly pivot level. All right, but if you talk about shopping, right, the price is so expensive now. I don't believe I got in at I don't believe this is the best price. So I'm just going to ignore the Kiwis today and just accept the fact that the bus has left. Right, the bus has left, and it's probably, and a lot of these pairs might probably continue. All right, just up to you. Actually, maybe Lloyd can help. What is the weakest currency this week? Do we know?
At this moment, I have to look at my chart.
Yeah, this thing here, I'm not sure how to see. It looks like cat. Yesterday's momentum cat. Let me try. Let me try a Kiwi cat. I don't know if it's going to work. Okay, I'm trying something new that Lloyd taught us. Oh, but Kiwi cat is already so high. Okay, let me see. Okay, Kiwi cat I think is interesting. Okay, I'm going to play and put in a tiny percentage for this. Let me just work out this Kiwi cat. Okay, I'm going to try a Kiwi cat because I think Kiwi cat it looks like the strongest versus the weaker situation. Let me just check it. All right, I do think there is an opportunity here. This is the weekly time frame. Okay, I'm just very conscious of a couple of these levels. Wow, the distance it has gone a bit. We might be a bit late into this lah. This is the daily time frame. What I will do is I will just see whether it gives me anything over here. So you can see price just about popping above the daily. You can look at this continuation pattern. Okay, I think what I will do is I will wait to see whether the Kiwi pair does this. And then we see whether we can catch it here later in the day. Okay, very, very small percentage to try this out. It's a play on the continued strength of the Kiwi and the perceived weakness of the cat at the moment. And just to check, I'm just going to check oil. Okay, I don't trade oil as aggressively, but I do just look at it big picture to see where it goes. This is the US oil trade, and actually looking at the US oil, you can see that there's a loss of there's some exhaustion in the downward move. So maybe the Kiwi cat might not turn out continued long, but it might really pop, retrace back after all. Because on the daily time frame, oil looks like it has exhausted its downward motion and it's preparing to move up. I mean, just based on price action. You know, it does seem to kind of lost its steam on the downside. Well, maybe we have to. On the other hand, if I want to be adventurous, I can jump in this and take away 15 pips. Don't know lah. Don't know whether worth it or not. But let's not. Okay, I promise myself I won't break my rules this week. So let's not do weird stuff like that. But I will just paper trade it. Okay, hypothetically, I would love to put a limit order over here. So if it pops back hit, I might get triggered. All right, and I will exit here. And but this is only a 15 to 18 pip trade, depending on your entry parameters. Okay, 15 to 18 pips. That's why it's a shorter time frame. And in terms of risk, all right, my risk will be here. So this is, I think, a 1 is to slightly less than 1 trade. So might not be as worth it. All right. Or if I want to be a bit more conservative, I will move my stop loss to below this swing over here. So it's going to be a 1:0.5 in terms of risk to reward. Again, I don't think it's worth it lah. It probably will touch and just pop back in. So I'm just going to paper trade this. I'm not going to actually trade this, but just to observe it and see where that brings us and whether we do get our pop. Any luck on the H4?
Yeah, actually, there's one more trade which I wanted to ask. Yeah, just put it up for discussion. So I'll grab the screens. This one might actually interest you more, seeing as fundamentally, at least we are on the same page. So I'm so enjoying this. Right. So the next trade that I'm going to throw it out now. This is more of a reversal to me. Yeah. Whatever. So on the cat trace, you can see that I just pull it out in the new chat that might be actually clearer for you. Yeah, so on the cat trace, this is what I have on my chart. So you can see that this is a really, really nice level. Or is that still not nice enough? But then when looking at this level, we have on the H4 side, this is what I have. You see, again, very nice. It has really bounced off, but trend didn't really lead too far. 0.72. Yeah, so this is what I'm seeing. Ta-da! Then price really giving me a very, very nice bounce off. You can see we have a low test bar already, and then the bullish price action is takes off. I don't think we are too late to this. If any of you interested, certainly to be conservative, can warrant a TP1 over here. But if you look at the weekly chart on its own for cat Swiss, you stand a very good chance of actually trading price all the way to up here. So on the H4 side, yeah, that's a really good run, I would say. Even if you enter straight from now, this would easily, I would say, probably a 7:1 kind of trade. Wouldn't you think so, Lexus?
Well, maybe for I think again, I think the time frame does make a difference. On the H1, it doesn't look as good, and again, I'm just a more conservative trader, so I do agree that there is a probability for it to go to the upside. A combination of reasons why I will sit this out, because if I put on my daily pivot, it is not giving me what I want. So again, I have to kind of stick to a certain way I trade, right, and not break my psyche for that. And I think the only, let me just see on my chart. I think the only reason I can find for entering this is if I could have picked it up a lot earlier, but it's like in terms of shopping, right, it's too expensive for my H1 management, right? Because my first point of exit will be at WS1, which is I think only about another 5. I think it's just about, I think about 5 to 6 pips away. So it would mean that it's a bit late for me. I would have preferred to catch it on the first higher low, or a reversal price action. And on the H1, I can't give myself a reason to go long, even though I can see it going long. All right, but there's no I haven't got a rule to allow me to enter this trade. So it might be one of those. I'm just going to watch Lloyd earn money for this particular trade.
Yeah, I'm actually really tempted to trade this. Yeah, so on my side on the H4, this is my plan. I mean, to me personally, if I trading reversal, there's as long as price has not hit TP1, and to me, if I deem it as a proper reversal, I wouldn't actually be late. Yeah, because for any reversal trade, I'm easily aiming more than 5:1. So even if I'm sacrificing just one reward, I still have my 4:1, which is still to me, if anything that's above 2:1, I will take it, put it this way. Yeah. So yeah. So
but where will you enter in this trade? Because the only place I will follow you into this is on, I mean, I do sometimes trade the H4, but the only way I can 对着我自己 lah, like I can convince myself to enter is at the top of the low test bar that has passed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles ago.
yeah.
Yeah.
So is this bar?
Yeah, this is the only bar that I'm willing to trade. So unless price comes back anywhere near that, it possibly might convince me. But at this current price, I have to wait. I still have to wait and see what it does. So I might have missed the boat for this one.
Because to me, if I'm really jumping in, then I'm easily aiming here for my take profit. So even if I wait for the 5 p.m. bar to complete itself, so by the way, bingo is 3:1. So yeah, I still have, to me, price still has a lot of room to travel. So I don't mind taking these trades even at 5 p.m. price has risen to this level. Ultimately, it's still only what, 42 pips, 45 pips. Yeah, I still can. It's still, as a reversal trade out, it's still more than enough for me to jump in and take some profit.
I definitely can see it going there. So unless I get a bit more retracement, like if not, I have to watch you earn money out of this one. Then I'll be kicking myself. Why didn't I follow Lloyd in?
Yeah. Of course, I mean the usual trading styles applies for anybody. You want to break and retest. Look, a break and retest, anything from here, let's say going to H1, I can see it happening. So you can see that this is the absolute low. Then we have the higher low. So this higher low actually happens at the start of today. Yeah, the price is really bouncing off really beautifully at 0.72. And then, look, this is the range, right? I mean, this is where price previously interacted. So when price does this, I guess that will be the value proposition for H1 trader to go in. So that will be really the first area that I can see it happening, break and retest. But in the event that if sentiment is really good, then that's such a crooked line that I've drawn. But this will really be the area where I see it happening, a break and retest. That to me still represent a pretty good value proposition for to jump in for a trade. Because anyway, if a candle happens here, jump in, stop loss below. Look, even if the lowest possibility that price will travel up to here, and you trade from this area, you still get your 3:1. The probability of that happening is there. Yeah, that's something that I wish to point out on my end. Yeah, of course, please bear in mind that I might still be in terms of entry, I might still be a bit more aggressive for your liking. Yeah, but possibility wise, I think it's there. Yeah, I'm happy to hear any thoughts that is not with me. I mean, that's the fun of trading. Is it? Yeah, as long as you're able to point out and paint a relevant picture, everybody has equal chance.
I think maybe I'm reluctant to take this particular pair because it's a Swiss pair, right? And for this week or these 2 weeks, right, I'm a bit bullish on the Swiss. Like I am more keen to take Swiss longs than Swiss shorts. So I think this is my hesitation that comes in here, because at the back of my mind, I prefer a short. I prefer a long Swiss. So which means in this particular case, I'll be more willing to trade cat Swiss short than long, just based off a fundamental bullish bias for the Swiss, right? So whether I'm right or wrong, but since I already have that thought or that analysis in my head over the weekend, it is very hard to go against it at the moment. So this would probably be one of my biggest reasons for a wait and see attitude for this particular pair. Even though I do see the potential rewards, right? Like this potentially looks like a really good investment, but I have my own hesitations. So we'll have to we have to wait and see whether the Swiss fundamental analysis changes for me. Then only I can jump in on this. So I'm trying to, I mean, as you're talking, I'm trying to Google and read up a bit more about the Swiss economy to see if I can convince myself that, the Swiss is not doing as well as I think it is, for me to be able to jump in your trade. So I'm trying to convince myself. Let me see if I can find anything to convince myself.
I think Sri is saying that she'll place a buy limit at 0.72. That means that this horizontal level over here, that's her buy limit.
I mean, it is near to the top of that 4-hour high test bar, right? I think around this area.
No, I think it's slightly below. If I'm, yeah, it's just slightly below. 0.72 is slightly below.
This looks like, I mean, it is a decent. I think it's a decent price point.
Yeah. I mean, if for due retracement, I have not ever taken a liking for limit orders. I think among us, Rick is the one that is trading limit orders. Yeah, so he might be a better person to comment. Yeah.
Maybe you should invite Rick on today's one of these sessions, but I don't know whether he'll have the time.
And maybe I can try asking him. But anyway, for whoever is watching this show, Cat Swiss, just keep a lookout. Yeah, especially if you agree with the fundamental bias that oil and Cat correlated, they are bound to rise. Then I think this is there is a good case that I'm selling over here. Make myself sound like a salesman. So keep a lookout for Cat Swiss. All right, it might just be the multi-bagger that I'm waiting for this week.
You're just trying to tempt me, right? I can feel it. It's like you must say things like the multi-bagger, so I must look harder.
Alexis, look, just now you mentioned you're -1 already, so you need to earn that back.
Yeah, cannot break my rules, right? See, that's why I'm finding a Swiss bias to go in. Then I won't be breaking my rule if I jump into this.
This is so fun. Louis, what is the orange indicator line? Oh, you mean this? This indicator over here? That's the, what do you call it? House visual average. Yeah. So sometimes I will slap in this indicator for me to trade reversals. Yeah. I don't really use it to trade reversals, but being a visual creature, I just like to look at it. Yeah. So essentially, this indicator is actually made out of Williams percent range. Yeah. I think the value of it is, I know the higher Williams percent range is 96. The other one, I forgot what is it exactly. Yeah, just need to refresh my mind. Yeah. So what this indicator shows is that, I mean, one of the ways to trade it, it actually has, I think, 3 ways of trading it. Yeah. So one of the ways is that as long as it's both are oversold, it implies so you can see this shaded area, green or red. It implies that a reversal is coming through. It's coming soon. Yeah. So that's where you can actually start to trade it. Which, if you actually pair it with a good way of looking at support and resistance, I've actually backtested it. It's pretty awesome. Yeah. Just don't trade all the overbought or oversold area. Your opinion on Cat Swiss on the longer term, you fancy a short? Sure. I mean, if you have a bias, I think that's what you got Ash is doing. If you have a bias paired with a reliable way of trading, trade the bias. Yeah. So like I mentioned, I'm just trying to play the devil's advocate. Seems like it's partially working on Alexis to take a trade.
Yeah, I'm looking for news.
Yeah. To me, as a devil's advocate on this show, not just that I'm showing you how I trade, sometimes I might be tempting you on how to trade based on my opinions. So the keyword is that based on my opinion. Yeah. So it's all up in the air. Especially if you, I'll be upfront about it. My win rate for trades are less than 50%. So if you trade against me, you have a higher than 50% chance of winning anyway.
But again, it's also where you put your stop loss. I mean, to just clarify that, it's also where you put your stop losses, where you exit. So it's not just the entry. I think the trade management is really important because it's very easy to follow and enter a trade. But one trader comes out break even, one trader comes out winning, one trader comes out losing. It's just a matter of how you manage it in between and when markets change.
Yeah. Ultimately, actually, when it boils down to it, management is the one that I would say plays a huge difference. Okay. Come to think of it, where's Inslee?
Not sure. Oh wait, I might want to take a pound Aussie. Okay, I'm just gonna I'm just gonna go. I'm not sure where is this. Maybe you must text her. So while you're hunting for her, I'm just gonna share my screen and potentially pound Aussie. I might be interested to take it at. All right. Let me see which chart shall I use. Okay, I'm gonna use my colorful one, all right, because I mean, since you guys are more comfortable, I'm more comfortable with it. All right, pound Aussie, I want to go short. Okay, I'm going to start the analysis from, let's say, monthly. No, I think weekly is a bit clearer. So weekly, there is this level that I'm pretty happy with. All right, there is some kind of horizontal level here. Let me zoom out a little bit. This purple line, or this horizontal area, I would say. Okay, I think I'm okay with that. Daily time frame. What I do like is price has reached here and it has suddenly come down. So a couple of things I like to see with this kind of thing is maybe it's over a big, maybe we have a cup and handle pattern. I don't know. All right, but this is just how I add up probabilities into whether or not I want to take a trade. H4. Okay, H4, if I put in, and I'll use the tools that Lloyd has provided because I'm sure most of you will have access to that also. Okay, just to make it a bit clear. So on the H4, I'm trying to see where is cyclicity, which is it hasn't come out yet, but all right, I think this is okay. Let me remove this. Okay, I think it doesn't show what I wanted to show, so no point. All right, but let's go on the H1. All right, so on the H1, what I do like about it is price has hit the EMA and then come back down. It has rejected off weekly pivot yesterday. So actually yesterday, this might have been if I'd seen this yesterday, I would kind of be okay to take this yesterday, but I've already missed this entry. So it has come back and done the retest. And now it's having a nice long candle. I'm 7 minutes more to the top of the hour. So I would like to place an entry here at 4 p.m. All right. And of course, again, at my TP level is over here. But let me see where is my ideal exit point. Let me go to zoom out a bit. Let's see. Okay, this one I might want to allow it to breathe a bit more because on the longer time frame, it does look like it has room to move lah. All right, so I think WS1 will be my TP all, or I like to aim for this level. So my two profit levels are here and here, and depending on daily pivot, right? It means that if price does range back down, I would like to scale in the next couple of days. So if this trade is successful, we will probably be able to see whether or not this works out for me. All right, so it is kind of in the opposite direction of the daily time frame. You can see the daily time frame, it is really it's trending very strongly, right? You can see the upward move over here. So this is one of those where I am expecting, or I'm hoping that is a change in trend, I would say. All right, maybe a change in trend, maybe it's a deeper retracement, but I'm hoping for a change in trend. And this is just based off the longer time frames of it hitting a significant horizontal area or a supply zone or whatever you call it lah. All right, so I do feel that there is a decent probability of it to come off down a little bit more. And this is a weekly time frame. Maybe maybe the tight range, maybe down here, I'm not sure. All right, but it just looks like there's room to move because it's at the top of the, I mean, you don't count this big pop-up, but it's at the top of this particular horizontal level. So usually I like to zoom out to just see where things are at. All right, and again, this is on a weekly time frame zoomed out, right? So I just like to do this to see where are the extremes, like where are the extremes that I can trade it to, right? Because ultimately currencies trade in a very big range, you know, being currencies where they work very different from stock markets. So I see at least a possibility of this much of downward coming, you know, so I'm trying to see whether I can catch this move. So 4 p.m. I will go short. And again, I'm following my rules, so Lloyd cannot find me here. Daily pivot has gone down. I'm trading in the same direction of daily pivot, and it looks like to be a very nice bearish bar of the daily pivot. So, and there's also cyclicity on the hourly, right? I got my lower low, lower highs that's appearing. All right, I got my lower high. So we'll see how at 4 p.m.
All right, thank you, Alexis, for that. I think today is quite fruitful for me. Yeah, so you all have heard of views, you all have heard my views, and thank you, Louis and Sri, for putting in your opinions also. Don't trade opinion. Okay, don't trade based on opinion. That's a surefire way to lose. Right? If you have an opinion, make sure you pair it with your analysis. Yeah, once your analysis agree with your opinion, that's where the strategy comes in. All right, with that, thank you for joining us this afternoon. I hope you enjoy the very fun discussion. I deem it as fun, and we'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye and see you.
Bye.